Never force someone for a particular method, because we all are at different levels. This is the problem of all the idiotic things that you are doing in the name of spirituality. In the final act of Shiva, which is the grace of Shiva, we have four means, four methods to obtain this grace. Grace of consciousness. Now in Malini Vijayottara, in the second chapter, Shiva says to Parvati, Anavoyam samakhyata Shaktopyevam vidha smrta evam Shambhavam pebhirbheder bhinna vilakshayet. So Shiva says that Anavopaya, Shambhavopaya and Shaktopaya. These are the three Upayas, these are the three means to be understood. The biggest struggle, even in the modern world, you look at different darshans, different ways, whether it is Vedanta, Kriya Yoga, whether it is Sankhya Yoga, Jnana Yoga, self-inquiry, then Tantra, Bhakti or devotion. There are so many paths available, but all the ways can be summarized into these three Upayas. Anavopaya. Anav word means Anu. Anu means individual. Individual is someone who is bound by this mind, body, psychosomatic experiences. He believes that I am a person and he seems to be powerless in the situations of life. That is Anu, individual. Now, in this Anavopaya, Shiva again says that there are 5 ways in Anavopaya. What are these 5 ways? Uchchar, Karana, Dhyan, Varna, Sthan, Parikalpana. Uchchar, Karana, Dhyan, Varna, Sthan, Parikalpana. So, Sthan Parikalpana simply means visualizing or imagining a place. Second is Varna. Varna means sound, the method of the sound. In many traditions, sound plays a very vital role. The ultimate objective of all these sound meditations is to listen to the Omkara, the unstruck sound inside us. Especially during the morning hours, when you just wake up, you can listen to this very subtle sound inside you, and even thoughts can disturb this sound. That is word. Dhyan. Dhyan means meditation. So there are various contemplations or meditation. The meditation can be self-guided meditation. The meditation can be through some other master, through some person also. So that is again Anavopaya. Then comes Karan. Karan usually is associated with certain mudras are there. Like if you have heard about Khechari mudra, Shambhavi mudra, Nasika mudra. So there are many other mudras which you can adopt. And then you have Uchchar, which is associated with pranas. Pran, Apan, Udan, Saman, Vyan. So through these 5 pranas, which are the five airs inside you, you can experience your true self. For example, a simple meditation from this method is, if you just open your hands like this and your palms are upward like this, you put it on your lap, you just close your eyes and then you try to experience what is happening inside your hands. Just try to experience your hands. You can experience certain sensation inside your hands. So this sensation is actually because of Vyan. So this Vyan is throughout the body. The objective of all these Anavopaya, Uchchar, Karana, Dhyan, Varna, Sthan, Parikalpana, or methods which are associated with the body, the objective of all these methods is to make you more subtle, to make you more subtle. Right now, most of us, we are so gross, even the food that we eat, which makes us sleepy, Like for example, if you are drinking 2 or 3 times in a week, it makes you more gross. While objective of Anavopaya is to make you more subtle, to make you more light, so that you are ready for the next method. So these 3 methods are in sequence. We have, first you have Anavopaya, the purification of the body, or the purification of the energies of the body. Then second is Shaktopaya, which is the purification of the mind or intellect. And then finally the Shambhavopaya. So you are getting ready for the next step. Now there is a problem. There are some people who get associated with certain upayas and they stick to those upayas forever in their life. There is someone who is just doing pranayam throughout his life. He is thinking that this is going to connect him to the divine. No, that is the wrong way. If someone who is using the same practices throughout his life, he is doing the same thing again and again, he is saying that I want to remain in the same class. I don't want to graduate to the next class. This is a very important point to be understood. And second thing which you must remember is never force someone for a particular method, because we all are at different levels. There are some people who has done all of the Anavopaya, all these bodily activities in their previous lives. So you don't need to force them to do this. Okay? Don't say that if you want to become realized, this is the must way. This is the problem of all the idiotic things that you are doing in the name of spirituality. You push someone to do this and the person doesn't want to do it because he has already done throughout lifetimes. I remember when I was a child, I never used to enjoy clapping and singing for the God. I never enjoyed it. Why? Because then later on in my life, I realized that I have done it in my previous life so many times and in so many idiotic ways that now I don't want to do it. Although today I can do it, today I will enjoy it. But especially when I was a child, I will never enjoy it. But if someone is doing it, we respect him or her. Because if you are enjoying it, yes, this is the way for you. Do it. But there will be a stage when you have to graduate from it. There are some people, entire life they spend 40 years I am meditating. You are not going to the next step. Now, because the reason is whenever you do something like this, you become mechanical. In spirituality, if anything becomes mechanical, its importance is lost. It is no more valuable now. Because you have just made it like a discipline. Like you go to the job, you go to school, you go to office, you go to college. You again sit and meditate. For some people, it is required. But for some people, you have to go beyond it now. Don't make any mechanical practice in your life. The next level is Shaktopaya, or the method of intellect. We also call it Jnanopaya, Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge. Once you have done all of the physical stuff with your body, you have bent the body in every way possible. But you were not able to connect with the God. So all our non-dual teachings, somewhere they are part of this Shaktopaya. Because they all are associated with the thought, with the mental practice. How you come to know that you are ready for some path? When there is some growth inside you, spiritual growth, I would say. Like for example, when I first time read about non-duality, I went into a trance. I went into a meditative state where I realized that I am everything. I am everything physical and beyond physical. I am the train, I am the platform, I am the people around me, I am the earth, I am the air, I am the smell, I am the touch. This immediate experience happened because I was ready for it. Now there are some people who keep on reading about non-duality, but they just get more ego and they do not understand anything, or they do not have any intuitive knowledge of non-duality. So it just becomes a part of ego for them. That's why usually in India, we do not teach non-duality to everyone. You have to be ready first for the non-duality. Sometimes it can be a big boost to your ego and it starts feeding your ego. That was not the purpose of non-duality. Non-duality simply means everything is you. How you can have ego with non-duality? It's impossible. It's impossible. If you truly understand, if you truly live non-duality, then there has to be no ego. There has to be no you and me. In Shaktopaya, the means of the intellect or the purification of the mind happens. We stay in between two thoughts, or we stay in between two breaths. That is Shaktopaya. Now, what is happening between the two thoughts? Between this Umesha and Nimesha, that means emanation and absorption of a thought, what is happening? When you have Unmesha means when a thought is arising, and then it has Nimesha. Nimesha means it descends, it is absorbed back. In that gap, you will find spaciousness. You will find pure awareness. Our attention is not on a thought, but our attention is between these two thoughts. And we dwell between the two thoughts. That is Shaktopaya. You need a certain degree of spaciousness inside you. You need a certain degree of subtleness inside you to understand this, or to live in this space, or to be thought free. Now there are some people who cannot be thoughtless. What they should do? They should go back to the Anavopaya. Anupaya will make them more subtle. They should practice Anavopaya. But if you can practice this Shaktopaya, then you are ready for the next level. Now you can graduate toward Shambhavopaya. Now the third Upaya is Shambhavopaya, the purification of the will by means of the will. In this Upaya, Shiva says, Chintak Shaiv Guruna Pratibodhata Jayate Ya Samavesha Shambhavo Savudahrata. That means, in the Shambhavopaya, it is said that this takes place only in one who is thinking of nothing. That simply means who thinks nothing. And this samavesha happens usually with the help of a guru. Shambhavopaya is the shortcut. It is the shortest way. There are some people who start with Anavopaya, then go to Shaktopaya, and then go to Shambhavopaya. But there are some who directly attain through Shambhavopaya. Now I will give you a short story. There was an 8-year-old boy who went to mourn one of his relatives. This is the first day he realized that a person can die also. He comes back to his home. He locks himself in a room. And then he says that, I will die today. And let me see what happens once you are dead. He closes his eyes. Also, he tries to slow down his breath as much as possible, just to play dead. And he wants to see what happens after the death. Now my question is, how many 8-year-old boy will do this after seeing a dead person? Very rare. We are talking about Sri Ramana Maharishi. So in Shambhavopaya, because of the grace of Chaitanya, because of the grace of Shiva, Samavesha happens. Samavesha means absorption. So absorption in that grand ocean happens. The drop merges in the ocean. Now, all the upayas bring us to Shambhavopaya. Although it is said that Guru can play a very important role in all the three upayas, Anavopaya, Shaktopaya, Shambhavopaya. But especially in Shambhavopaya, because it's all about the grace. So grace of a Guru can help you in Shambhavopaya especially. Now when I say Guru, I do not mean by the 99% the people who are, just wearing the red clothes and who has nothing to do with the divinity or spirituality. I am not talking about those gurus. The Guru not necessarily be in the form of a human being. A book can be a Guru. In Shiva Sutra, it comes that Ichha Shakti Uma Kumari. The will of a true yogi who has purified will becomes will of the universe. So when through Anavopaya and Shaktopaya you have become subtle enough, purified enough, then your will becomes the ultimate will. In some cases there are many such spiritual souls which are around us always. These graceful beings are available once you become subtle enough, once you become pure enough, purified enough, and they will hold your hand and take you to the next shore. But to develop such a will, you have to undergo a journey. You cannot have this kind of will accidentally. Usually there is a journey of many lifetimes to able to reach to Shambhavopaya. You have to go through this journey of Anavopaya, Shaktopaya in most of the cases. And it is more helpful for others. When you go through this journey of Anavopaya, Shaktopaya and Shambhavopaya, you can help more people. You can be a better teacher if you go through this journey. If you just realize through Shambhavopaya, it will be very difficult for you to express in front of others. Like it happens with many bhaktas. Ramakrishna Paramahans, when he met Totapuri and he asked for ultimate non-duality, Totapuri replied him that for that you have to leave Kali. I respect that you are a devotee of Kali, but you have to leave Kali if you really want to taste that ultimate non-duality. And it is said that Ramakrishna Paramahans, he sat in his meditation and then there was a time when he left Kali and then he merged with the ultimate self. In Anupaya, Anupaya means which is not an Upaya. There are certain souls which take birth and they already realized. They only take this form because of some prarabdha karma or because of their own will. They just want to take this form. For them, there is no need of Anavopaya, Shambhavopaya or Shaktopaya. So these are the four methods of which the three are of the most importance for us. Once you understand these methods, now you will be ready for the next step in your journey. Om Namah Shivaya.